Hello, hello everyone. You're on Tony's Magical Arts and Crafts, and I'm Tony. Hi, hello. Alright, this is going to be a learning video. I am currently doing, for the month of August, a hashtag Tony's Magical Miniatures, right? And it's an open collaboration. Anyone can jump in and jump out anytime you want. No rules. All you have to do is just make something miniature. When you share it on camera, use this hashtag. That's it. Open and free. No rules. Fun. So this tips and tricks for making miniature kits, or making miniatures out of kits, is going to be for beginners, okay? And keep in mind, I am not a professional at this. I've only been doing it for a couple of years, so I'm just teaching you what I've learned, okay? And I hope for those beginners that haven't made stuff like this before and wanted to now, I just wanted to share a few things that might help you along the way and make it easier and fun and not stressful, right? So I want to share some stuff. First, let's learn about different sizes. Okay, and I'm going to turn my flash off for a second. Alright, so there are different sizes of miniatures, and let's see. Okay. See if I can kind of... Alright, so there are numbers to explain the different sizes of miniatures. And the smaller the number, the bigger the size. I know it sounds weird. The bigger the number, the smaller the size. Does that make sense? And if I need to post a copy of this in my community section, let me know so you guys can see it better, or maybe even print it off. So, the miniature that I'm working on is a 1/24 scale, okay? And I just saw that my mic might go out, so it might get a little muffled. So if you guys can't understand me, let me know. I'll try to post this video better. So yeah, like a normal doll size house is anywhere from a 1/6 scale to a 1/12 scale. Okay, so if I'm working on a 1/24 scale, then let's see. It says that my chair should be 1.5 inch. Where's my ruler? My ruler. So this is almost 1.5 inch. It is. Yeah, it's almost 1.5. It's a little smaller, so my chair is probably in between this size and this size. So, in working with a miniature kit that you buy, you don't really have to worry about the sizes because everything is already sized to you. But if you're making it from scratch, like you're pulling stuff together in your art room and just making it from scratch, then this is a good scale to work with, because if you are wanting to work with a 1/16 scale and you want your door to your miniature to be 5.5 inches, then you don't want to make a 6-inch chair. You know, it's not going to look right. But just wanted to share that with you real quick. Alright. Some other things that just to make your life a little easier, try your hardest to follow the directions step by step. No skipping. But I know, the majority of this is just to have fun. You don't have to follow the steps by steps. If you like jumping around, that's fine too. Another thing is, if you see, let me turn my flash back on. If you see numbers like this next to your item, or like this, that means you need to measure out your item. And in my experience, a lot of the times with these miniature kits, they're coming from or made from a different country. So you don't want to use the normal scale that you would use in the US, right? You want to flip around and use that smaller scale, okay, to measure your things, okay? And so, just be aware of that when you come across something and you have to cut like a piece of wire off of something to make something. Be aware of your measurements. If not, if you don't cut it right, it's gonna come out too big and just look way funny. Okay. So there's a tip. And with tools, you are definitely going to need a ruler. For sure. You're going to be measuring. You need a ruler. But you can get a ruler at Dollar Tree. You need some fast-acting glue. It does not matter what glue you use as long as it's fast-acting. Okay. To make life easier, if you have a hard time gripping small stuff, I suggest that you get a pair of these. They're like self-holding. You just pinch it, pick up what you need. They're self-holding, so I don't have to sit there and like hold tiny things forever until they dry, right? So mine are quite dirty. You'll need a X-Acto knife to cut things, okay? Which I got this from Dollar Tree. You can get them at Dollar Tree. You're going to need some tweezers that have a straight edge to them, which I got these at Dollar Tree. Okay, you need a long straight edge tweezers. I know there's different types of tweezers out there. Look, this one came from Dollar Tree too. This is also a self-gripping tweezers, so you can get. This is just a fancy, more expensive pair, but Dollar Tree has the self-gripping ones as well, right? And it also has that straight edge, so it's 2-in-1, pretty much. So I forgot I had that pair, but then there's those two. I think all these come in a set at Dollar Tree. And then wire cutters, because most of the time you're going to have to cut little pieces of wire to make little things. Dollar Tree has a set of wire cutters. A small pair of scissors for very tiny fussy cutting. Okay. You could try cutting tiny things with a big pair, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult because you're going to need to cut like tiny pieces. So the tiny scissors, and Dollar Tree has tiny scissors as well. Some kind of emery board. Now, 50% of the time, some of these kits will come with some of these items, but not all kits do. Just keep that in mind. Okay. So when you get your kit, see what you have in there, and then what you don't, you might want to go to Dollar Tree and get. So you need some kind of emery board, because when you're cutting your pieces out of your wood, there'll be tiny little sharp edges, and you just a little file. Doesn't take much. Okay. Another thing that you will need is a cutting mat. which Dollar Tree. This one came from Dollar Tree. It's just a little cutting mat. You don't need a big one because you're not working with a huge set, right? And if you have a hard time seeing things, it is really important for you to pick up. Look how well it shows that. Okay, this also came from Dollar Tree. If you want a hands-off one, you can get one that clips to your desk. Okay, and mine just like it bends. Okay. It's really good. And get one that has this little bubble so you can see really, really tiny stuff. Okay. You can also buy, this is a Dollar Tree one. This is a more expensive one I got off of Amazon. Right. You can also get a headlamp with a glass on it, right? That you can put on your head if you want hands-off stuff. What else? Okay, so a tip is, I wanted to show you real quick this part to see of stuff here. With these tiny little envelopes, they do have fold lines on them. So I'm going to cut one out with my tiny scissors. Okay. And I'm going to show you some tips on how to fold these tiny little envelopes. Okay, so I'm going to show you real quick here. Now, can you guys see? I'm going to turn that flash off. I don't know. Can you guys see the lines on the envelope? There are lines on there, which without this thing I can't see them, so I have to look. Then I will take this straight edge one right here, right? 'Cause there's no way I can fold that just using my fingers, right? I'm going to put that straight edge right along that line, and then I'll push down. And it gives me a nice crisp edge, and I don't have to guess where that fold line is. And then just push down. And we got, okay. So there's those, and then there's tiny little fold areas right here on the side. And right here. So when working with these tiny little pieces of paper that need tiny little folds, this straight edge one is really nice to use. So there we go. My tiny little envelope. And then you just glue it together, and there's little stickers that you can put on there and stuff like that. So yeah. And then there's always boxes. Like this is going to be, no, that's a countertop. Where's the boxes? There's boxes too that have a tiny little lines on the side there. You see that white tab? Those need to be folded down as well. And this comes in handy quite nice, right? I'm telling you what, these are a lifesaver, okay? When needing to fold tiny things. And the self-gripping ones are really nice to grip and hold stuff. Like it even holds paper. It's a nice grip and it won't slide out. Alright. And then, what else? Fast-acting glue is really nice, especially when you want to like continue working on it and you don't want to have to wait hours for something to dry. So I think out of all these, well, you know what? They're all important. I was like, this comes in handy. The fast-acting glue comes in handy. The tweezers. I mean, I don't think I would be able to put one together without these items, because I do struggle with arthritis, so I definitely need those. The older I get, I struggle with seeing, so I definitely need that. Alright, so I can't think of any other tips at this moment. Just know that the stuff that comes in the kits are just, most of it's just pretty general, neutral colored stuff. So if there's anything fancier you want to put in there, for instance, in this kit that I'm working on now, they gave me this color for my blanket, and I didn't want that. So I dug through my own stuff and found a color I wanted to use, and I just cut my stuff down to the size that I needed. Okay, that's all it was. So even if it gives you a certain color to paint some wood, and you don't like that color, you can change the color. You don't have to listen to the directions. And I know that's contradicting because I just said at the beginning, follow the directions step by step, but for instance, like my very first thing on this one I had to do was cut a little piece of wood. So it gave me a measurement. Let me turn this light back on. So it gave me a measurement. So I had to get the ruler and I had to measure and cut, right? Then it wants me to put some purple moss inside of a little bead and make it look like a bowl, right? Well, perhaps you don't want purple moss because you hate the color purple. I don't know why you would. That's just weird to me. But maybe you want hot pink. You can get some different colored moss or something that looks like moss in the color that you do want, and you can put it in there. You know? And then like for making this potion bottle, you use 2 different size beads, and the bead that they give you is green. Maybe you don't like the color green, maybe you want it purple or pink. Just find a bead in your stash that is similar to the size and style maybe, and then put it together. You know what I mean? So you can add your own little touches to it. These, or especially if you're just making it for yourself, you know, have fun with it. The only thing I do suggest that you do is pay attention to the measurements very closely, because you don't want to cut something too big or too small, because it won't fit or it won't look right, or just, yeah. Because this piece of wire right here that I needed to cut has to go around this bead to make it look like that. And so if I cut it too big, it's going to look weird and not fit in to my device or in my kit. Or if I cut it too small, it's not going to go all the way around it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then, let's see, what else? Some of these you do need patience with. So if you had to build something So like this little bathroom sink had me cut some wire and bend it, and then I had to glue it onto this base. Yeah, it takes a little patience. You gotta sit there and kind of hold it until your glue takes hold, right? If not, your wire will keep falling over. That's why I highly suggest that you get some fast-acting glue. So what else? And be careful if you're going to jump all over the place. Be careful, because you will find out that, for instance, I had, if you've been following my videos for quite some time, you know that I had a long piece of, this is like raffia, right, that I had to pull apart because it asked you to. So if you jumped ahead and had to use some raffia, but you didn't learn that you had to pull it apart to make two, because you had to like share it with other pieces, right? And you end up using the whole thing, then you're going to be short. Unless you have extra stuff in your stash. So if you used up a piece of raffia or a ribbon or yarn, a piece of yarn. We're all crafters. Of course you're going to have some extra yarn. It might even be in a different color. That's okay. It's okay. Dig into your yarn, get some more. It's okay. So yeah, what else? I'm digging through here. I mean, even have fun, like this right here made me make a bookshelf, and it tells you exactly how to place stuff on your bookshelf. If you don't want the butterfly frame at the top, you can put it on the bottom and put that book at the top. You don't have to. I mean, you're supposed to have fun and relax, and do take your time. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Like you can see, it's taken me like a whole month to just do one. Especially if you struggle with aches, pains, arthritis like I do. I can only do a few steps at a time anyways. That's why making this bed took an hour and a half, and then I'm done for the day. It's okay. Miniature kits are, I guess, are supposed to help you slow down anyways, right? I like to listen to music while I'm doing it. It helps me work better and maybe a little faster because I'm really enjoying it. Oh, and I want to let you guys, this is August 20th, Wednesday. I have a live stream today at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you're seeing this video on the stage, just know I'll probably do live streams every Wednesday unless I have to cancel and reschedule. So if you have any questions that I didn't quite touch on, don't be afraid to ask. Leave your question down in the comments, okay? And I will try to answer it. If I don't have the answer, I can direct you to another channel that is more professional than me, like someone that's been doing this for years. They even make their own kits and sell them. Bentley's House Miniatures. I'll link her channel down below. I love her channel. She is so awesome. A couple of years ago, she made a full-size, like, Addams Family, I think in 12 scale. Addams Family dollhouse, which is now in a museum, and she's currently in the process of making a Beetlejuice one, which is turning out really cool. Okay, so let me show you where I'm currently at with the one I'm working on now. So here we go. I might have to lift you up a little, or charge the noise. I'm gonna tilt you guys. Look at all my mess up there. And I'm gonna see if I can show you guys. Yeah. Ta-da! So this is what it's looking like right now. Got the top floor on, and all these lights up here will be like, they'll go up the side of the wall and then hang down, and yeah, there's still quite a bit of work to do, but look how amazing that already looks. I'm so excited. Let's see. And boy, getting this wiring through everything was a pain in the ass. So all this I have to cut down and wire together to this box here, and it's got to fit in that little closet. So that's going to be a pain in my butt, but I can get it done. Here's my little kitchen. Looking pretty cool, huh? And I discovered that this you could have added on a little music box to put inside, and I didn't know that. And I had to glue the top floor on, so can't add one now. But if for future projects, I will keep that in mind. Isn't that cute? So there's still a lot of work to do, but I'm so glad that I finally got to the point where I can start putting the bones together. So this is gonna be so fun. So yeah, I'll be working on that on my live stream today. So I hope to see you all. Alright, have a magical day. Bye.